Alucard's shield. This is the first shield that's been introduced into Dead Cells in quite some time. I think the last one was, what, the Frost Shield? And it's also going to be even longer since I've actually done a shield-focused run on the channel. That's because shields are largely reactive weapons. They're weapons that need to have an enemy attacking you first to even deal damage, and then on top of that, if you actually fail the parry, you take damage, which is why I generally don't do them. However, Alucard's shield is a little bit different, as it says right there, can be used to attack in melee. Deals critical damage after a parry. And that means that just by mashing the attack button enough, yeah, I can actually attack enemies with it. It is maybe not super useful, I'll be honest. This sort of falls into the same category as the Thunder Shield, where when you're holding out the Thunder Shield, it shoots out lightning and you can deal damage with that. However, more often than not, you just want to, you know, use your main hand weapon. To swing a sword a couple times to really maximize the amount of damage that you're getting rather than holding up a shield, you know, locking yourself in place like that. But still, it's different enough that I want to give it a try. One of the big things, though, with this weapon is that despite being able to do a melee attack, the first move that you do every time with the shield is still a parry. So I can't really deal damage on the first hit, observe. No, I need to actually at least get one parry, so it's still going to be a very, you know, slow run where I'm waiting for enemies to attack me and everything. But still, as you've seen so far, it doesn't do bad damage as far as the critical goes. It's just hard to use in that way. Look, I'm going to give this one a real attempt, but I'm also not going to promise anything. Oh yeah, needless to say, ranged enemies are going to be something of a problem on this one. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. Sort of splits the difference between a shield and a... Oh yeah, sort of splits the difference between a shield and a normal weapon. Except this time it's on the shield side rather than like the iron rod and the the flashing fans. Which, man, maybe taking the iron rod would actually be an interesting choice for this one, given the history of Alucard's shield and how it's so closely connected to the shield rod. Maybe being one of the most overpowered type of combinations of weapons in the entirety of Symphony of the Night. Now, I don't think I'm going to take that. What I'm probably going to end up doing is having my second hand be something that will give me like a little utility. You know, I'm talking, I was thinking like, you know, this might not be a bad choice to kind of smooth out some of the flaws here. But, yeah, I was thinking something like, oh, maybe like freezing, you know, get Frost Blast, but slowing enemies down and then having to nail parries with them is maybe not the best idea. So, I don't know. The Boy's Axe, you know, means that I can maybe get enemies frozen without actually slowing down their attacks at all. Okay, come on now. By the way, you can't hold out to the shield. No. You need to parry or nothing with this one. Which means that my parry timing is really going to be put to the test on this run. Let me tell you that right now. Oh, yeah. What doesn't kill me and really any other sort of parry-focused mutation's going to be a good idea here. I mean, after all, shield run. I mean, I'm not even planning to be using Dagger of Prophet, at least for now. Maybe, like I said, something that just gives me utility. Something that isn't going to be focused entirely around doing damage is more what I'm thinking. I hope I got both of the stats in that previous level, because I'm realizing right now I don't think I looked around and yeah, no, I did. I got them. Four would be enough. You start with 1, got 2, and then got 1 from the necklace. Okay, good. Legendary version of this weapon gives you Alucard's sword, which has a unique interaction with the shield. True believers, go and see the Holy Water episode. But I am not going to be doing that this time. Just did an entire run with that. No, this time I want to try and go for the shield run. I don't think it's going to go well. I think I'm probably going to give up about halfway through after dying 3 times against, I don't know, what's maybe like a pirate captain. I feel like pirate captains would be really annoying because I almost never, no, or just the sheer amount of enemies that you got to fight on a regular basis here. All right. Though really, maybe what I should do is, if I'm not going to be going for the legendary version of this weapon, maybe I could also just go for the legendary version of, oh, let's say ice armor. Defensive stuff wouldn't be a terrible idea, I think, in general. Please just hit them. Oh my god, there's so many things. Okay, yeah, no, this one's going to be rough. This one's going to be rough, but hey, at least I get a health back every single time I parry an enemy, which is my main way of attacking. Which is, you know, that's, well, it is what it is. All right. Okay, you know, just mash him, baby. Whatever. It also does just deal damage by itself. Oh, you know, I'm trying to like get the parry here, but clearly it is not doing it as easily as I was hoping. Against a single enemy, I know the parry timing. Against multiple enemies, well, that's when it starts to get a little bit more questionable. I tried to press the other button, use the Dagger of Prophet there, because I thought that was my shield for a second. That's probably not the first time, not the last time I'm going to be making that mistake. It is the first time that I was making that mistake. Okay, whatever. Ice armor, I think, is already paying off to a pretty ridiculous degree, so I am happy about that. Hope you're enjoying the parry episode. You're probably not going to be getting a lot of these. I will say this, though. I still miss the reworked version of... Oh, great. I still miss the reworked version of What Doesn't Kill Me that gave you the recovery. God, that was so good. I really would want to see... Okay. Really like that. I would have liked to have seen it more, but I guess it was twas not to be. Too powerful with that inside, I suppose. Maybe it's not doing as much damage as I was hoping for. I'm still, like, okay, it could also be that I just want to go get a more powerful version of this weapon, but how much more powerful does it need to be? Like, I feel like, oh, man. See, I told you, you mess up the parry, and that's the punishment you get, right? And that's why it is... I mean, it's high risk, low reward, really. That's the problem. Yeah. They're so delayed doing the chompy chomp. I mean, I still know what the parry timing is, of course, but still. There is also a question that comes up in my mind right now, which is... Wouldn't it just be easier to use, like, the spiked shield, which just does good damage right out the gate, and, you know, doesn't really require you to... Oh, thank you. Doesn't really require you to do follow-up attacks? It's hard to say. You know, one of the things with... you know what? I'll take that. I think it'd probably be useful just as, like, a utility weapon, insofar as that goes. Oh, also, yeah, here we go. Food. Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons why we haven't really gotten a whole lot of shields, I imagine, is because, and that's not, look, getting that Malaise is not great, but still. One of the reasons I imagine that we haven't really gotten a whole lot of shields in Dead Cells since yeah, Frost Shield, but probably even more than that was, the last one was Thunder Shield, I think? Which, yeah, it's been a time, certainly. Yeah, it's that, you know, it's hard to innovate on the shield due to the difficulty of using it. Shields, I think a lot of people have come around to. I think a lot of people have really understood just how powerful, and, you know, like, not even all that bad it is to use a shield in this game. I remember it used to be, back in the day, that it's like people would just never end up using them. All that sort of stuff. But these days, I feel like it just feels like it's a... Don't jump behind me, rats. Feels like it's almost like a necessity. That little extra time, invincibility time after you get hit and stuff like that. With the way Dead Cells works, you do not get a whole lot of mercy invincibility, period. You get like a little bit. Fraction of a second sort of thing, but that's extended to a little bit more than a fraction of a second then. If you do actually This is dumb. Okay, you know what? Here. And there you go. All right. A little bit more of a fraction of a second when it comes to... See, I got my own shield. This is the run that we're looking at right now. When you actually have a shield equipped is what I'm trying to say. But I keep getting distracted by the just ridiculous amount of... Like, this is a stressful one. This is a stressful one. This is not how you're meant to play the game. Man, look at that incentivized money getting dropped there. Still, though... There you go. It doesn't matter what you parry, just as long as you parry something. And you know what? I'm just not even going to bother fighting you. I do want the money, though. There you go. Oh, mashing... The thing that I'm realizing as I'm doing this is that mashing the attack button with this is really not the best way to go about doing this sort of thing. Rebound stone... Rebound stone, I was really impressed by when I did that run. You know what? I'll die, of course. And it has to be this. No, not the elite one too. Oh, oh. Well, this is not the ideal time to be. Hey. I do kind of know the parry timing for this a little bit. I've done it before. Mostly for the... I hate this. Yeah, no, get away. Get out of here. Hey, get out of here. This is the worst. Especially... Oh, this is what I get for taking all that Malaise, I suppose. To be fair, it is my fault. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous, in fact, that I'm doing this. Oh, you got parry. You got your own parry, I see. Oh my god. You know, I'll just count this one as the final boss of this particular... No. This particular run, as it were. No, you don't. Oh, this is the worst. Yeah. It's just already so stressful, and we're doing this now. I didn't even get to see the lower room that would normally presage seeing something like this. Yeah. Good parry. Did you see how it flew behind me? That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny, but you know, I mean, like, also, Jesus, this is like actually the worst. Okay, whatever. Oh, got stunned. I don't know how it got stunned. I don't know why it got stunned. I'm not going to question it, to be honest. No! Ah! Parry. The fact that it has its own parry. Honestly, I'm not losing as much damage as I expected. I lied on that one. Well, yeah, of course that was going to turn out that way. This is like the worst run to be encountering that sort of thing. Oh my god. And normally I would just like, you know, hey, let's cut that one out of the episode, but no, that was amusing enough that I'm going to keep it in. Let's just keep rolling on this one. I feel like one of the things I'm quickly realizing doing this entire deal is the fact that it's like, I don't think this run's going to work. And I feel like keeping that in there is an important part of the proof of that. Maybe I should have actually taken hemorrhage there, because the point is I'm not trying to use the magic bow here after all. Oh, legendary item. What I got? Spite sword, which would have been great if, you know, I could have actually used it, but I can't. It's just not possible, really. Okay then. But yeah, I think there's something telling about the fact that it's like, hey, it seemed like I was doing okay for most of that right up until I got hit a single time. Just like, yeah, okay, now you see why shield only 5-cell mode is maybe not not the ideal way to be playing the game, especially when you then have not just a mimic, but an elite mimic to contend with at the same time too. Hey, look, once again, you want to go see like a more interesting version of this run? Go watch the Holy Water episode. You also get me making a bunch of references to other video games, which I always like doing. Okay, now this is just turning into a dive attack run at this rate. You know, the funny thing is that if I actually did get the Giant's Whistle there, that run probably would have gone a lot better, at least against the Mimic. It's too bad that it just snatched it right from me to make absolutely sure that I was going to have the least good time possible. Ugh. All right. I do know how to do parries, by the way. It's not really, like I said, the ideal sort of circumstance most of the time. Yeah, and I do seriously wonder. Once again, I did say that earlier about the spiked shield. I'm still wondering right now that if this weapon, as it exists, is like less powerful than other shields, specifically because they didn't want it to be, because you're supposed to be using the multiple attacks. And then there we go. And what do you got? Generates a shield when used. That's not bad. I mean, I'm not going to end up using it, but like that's not a. I mean, you know, this weapon being one that you can't really walk around while using, that does make up for one of its major shortcomings. Yeah, we'll see though. Again, okay. So I was just thinking about something right now as I was talking, because it's. Yes, why did I need to say that? So, yeah, I was also just thinking about something right now. I do think that probably the best way to do this is not go for the full combo, which is to say the two-hit combo after the parry, but just go for the single hit. That seems like that is, you know, it's quicker, it's going to be having me be in a lot less danger, everything like that. So, I imagine that I'm going to have a better time in general if I do that instead. So yeah, like one hit there. Only go for the one. Second hit, not going to do you any favors. There you go. Yeah, okay. I think just purely understanding the timing for this one is going to be tantamount to success. Getting the double parry there was good, but it also put me in a lot of risk. I mean, especially on 5-cell mode. There are a lot of enemies. Many enemies, as I always like saying, around here. And that does mean, you know, in general, a much harder time. All right, you know what? Here, let's go see. What is the legendary version of the spiked sword? I'm curious. Hit him. It stalks a cloud when you take the... okay. Sure. I can see how that would be good. I mean, I'm probably not going to end up using that, but still. I could see how that could end up being good. You know, speaking of legendary items, though, technically, although the legendary version of this item is not really going to be doing me too much good due to... You know, I don't really want to make this... Look, the Alucard sword run is going to be a separate run, right? And the legendary version of this weapon just gives you the sword. However, what it can do is also give me a second shield. No, that's a dumb idea. What am I even talking about? No, I should just go get like the legendary... Why can I... Frost armor. Introduced alongside the frost shield, in fact. During a very wintry update. And obviously, you know, I think of the two, there's one that I tend up using a lot more, right? You know, well, let's keep rolling right into it, right? I feel like I am slowly getting the timing down, and the Arboretum is a place that I end up parrying a lot more attacks in because, you know, the mushroom boys running at you, pretty easy to kind of figure out. That said, I still wouldn't hold my breath when it comes to actually... I was way too early on the parry, but that's what I'm talking about with generous parry timings in Dead Cells. Yeah, get down here. Well, you just choose not to throw? Come on. Come on, you want to do that one again? We'll just keep doing this then if you want to. Okay. Don't like it, but it's working. Again, one hit there, and actually kind of working. Kind of working. Sort of working. Yeah, gimmicky shields. Gimmicky shields. I like the idea. I like trying to do something different. And I mean, certainly, you know, we are far, far, far away from the era of Dead Cells, where items are, you know, like, it's a sword that poisons enemies. That never existed. There was never a poison sword item in the game. But, you know, we're far away from item that, you know, like a sword that bleeds enemies, and a sword that sets enemies on fire, and a sword that oils up enemies, and stuff like that. So, I think needless to say that any sort of shield that we are going to be seeing at this point in time is going to be something a little bit more different, a little bit more gimmicky than what you used to. Yeah, the other thing that maybe, I mean, it wasn't actually a new shield that was introduced, but sort of, was the frontline shield got reworked into having an entirely different mechanic related to, come on now, related to holding it up to get to like generate an invincibility shield, which was interesting, but I feel like I never use as well as I want to. Man, that is a lot of elite enemies at once. Why? Well, one hit point left. You know, that one-shot protection still coming in when I need it the most, apparently. Still, though, it's hard to say exactly what, you know, shields could be doing these days. Still, like, splitting the difference between, like, an actual attacking shield and whatnot. Not unheard of because of the existence of, yeah, the you know, two items like iron rod and flashing fans and everything like that, but trying to make it more of a shield is a little bit different. Bro, come on. I can't get in a good position where I'm not going to be attacked by 5 enemies whenever I try to do a parry. Okay. Well, at least it's good fodder for healing, I guess. It's like a significantly worse version of having a lifesteal weapon. There we go. Well, one potion charge down, many to go. In this, the Alucard's shield run. Okay, come on. I mean, I think that last time I had a run that kind of went like this, it was, I think I just called it the knockback shield run, as it went that poorly. Not like a showcase or anything, just the run. Which I feel like, very, yeah, that was something I was considering taking as far as a second item goes. Get that shield rod references, but no. Honestly, I started this episode a couple times. Have I even referenced the shield rod as of just yet in this one? I don't even remember. It was something that I remember talking about in one of the previous ones. An iconic part of the previous game, but like, there's so many attempts to even just get a run working. I mean, yes, no, I couldn't parry behind me, as it turns out. I know, we're all very shocked. All right, here we go. There we are. Slight bit of healing, but that's all I need, right? That's the only thing that's required for me to keep going in the morning. Just to pour a little bit of parrying an enemy to heal 1% of my health in my cup. And then I'm ready for the day. The day, of course, being recording video games for the internet, as that is currently my job. At least for now. Temp work, I tell ya. Yeah, tumultuous field. Anyway. All right. You know, I will also go and get like a more improved version of this weapon. I wouldn't hate that. You didn't happen to give me that, though, unfortunately. This is also really not the sort of weapon to be taking on enemies that can't be parried. Yeah, if I even get over to the point where I'm fighting the slammers, that'll only become more apparent when I'm dying all the time. You can tell this is like a little bit of a pessimistic sort of run in ye old Dead Cells. Why, whatever. Just get out here. Why can he not walk past the door? What are you, a vampire? I know you're not. The Inquisitors are the vampires. They're the ones that drop vampirism. Does that necessarily mean they're vampires? I don't know, but like also, whatever. Everything's undead in this game. That's just how it is. You take damage when hitting your enemy, when bashing your enemy with the shield, with this weapon. Something that I really thought wasn't going to be a thing, because that's stupid. But here we are, everybody. Welcome in Alucard's shield run. Did you know, and not a whole lot of people realize this, I always find out, that Alucard's shield, and really just Alucard as a character, actually has a secret about the name. And what is not very clear unless you really think about it. That is, if you take a close look at that name. See that name right there? It's actually Dracula in reverse. I know, your minds are all blown right now. This is truly if there is one thing that you've learned on this channel ever, it is that, and that alone. All right. The son of Dracula takes their name and reverses it. Well, I mean, presumably... Oh my god. Well, presumably, Alucard didn't name himself. I mean, that's what Dracula called him. I would think, but then again, I don't know, maybe. However, I mean, and I know what you're saying. It's just like, no, this has nothing to do with Alec, my son. Like, why are you asking about Alec right now? That is a completely normal name just because it happens to be my name backwards. Doesn't mean anything. Besides, doesn't even go by that name these days. It's like the dude, for whatever reason, decided not to be calling himself that, and now goes by, what was it? What was the dumb thing? Markiplier? What does that even mean? I mean, I guess it's a memorable name if nothing else. Yeah, I keep asking him. He tells me he's doing well, but he never actually wants to say what his job is. Like, how embarrassing could it really be? Whatever. Kids, you know. Anyway, okay. I think should I? I mean, I kind of like the two items that I have right now, but yeah, sure. As long as you don't want to turn into an elite, will you stop that? As long as you don't want to turn into an elite mimic, I'm okay with that for the time being. All right. So yeah, if you're ever wondering, it's just like double shield run? No, probably not. Not at this rate. Although I do feel like I am progressively getting better. Although I don't know if that's necessarily... Am I really using the actual gimmick of the shield too much? I feel like I'm just kind of going for parries and then leaving it at that. Like, I want to go... Like, yes, I can, obviously. That is a cursed chest? Ooh. That's really going to go any worse than normal, to be honest. Yes? Whatever. Let's do it anyway. For fun. For posterity. Spartan sandals. Legendary item. Not this version of it, but it is otherwise an item of legend. Used to be considered a shield back in the day, actually. You could get that as one of the, like, you know, starting shield drops. Drops? One of the starting shield, starting equipment type of deals. But anyway, you know, one of the things that's going to actually save me from the nothing I've become. You know what? We're trying not to die to a curse. I feel like this is about the point in time that I'm going to be pulling this one out. Yeah. It's like I have this for good reason. I have these. I take these sort of things for the reason, for the season. There we go. See, and it's all better. All back to normal. Yeah, shields don't work against that now, do they? No, siree, they don't. Neither do they work against that. Oh, slammers. Those slammers do not... I think the only way you can parry a slammer is by using cocoon. Cocoon is a lot more comprehensive. It's a 360-degree hit. So, you know, it can actually work a little bit better in terms of getting parries off on stuff. Still, though, is it enough? I don't think so. There we go. See, it's like that, like a little extra hit there. You know, like rolling in here, doing a hit, rolling behind. I mean, that might actually be another good combo of stuff to be doing. Like, you know, get the parry, roll behind. Because you probably noticed that a lot of enemies will appear behind you. For the sake of being, for maximum annoyance. Oh, baseball bat. I take you right now. Oh, Alucard's shield. I need to take you. Because that's literally the run that we're doing today. So we're gonna go see how that one works. Then go and start getting cursed again, I suppose. I suppose that's the plan, right? It's kind of getting there, right? It's like it's sort of happening. It's not happening. It's also not really happening, but it's also not happening. Isn't that enough? By the way, something that would actually probably be pretty good with this weapon is the 300% on the first hit after... I don't really want to spend too much money on that. 300% on the first hit after getting a parry, because obviously you can hit with this weapon, and, well, yeah, right? There's also, of course, counterattack, which will do a similar sort of thing. 600% damage. I mean, okay, looking at the critical, it's not that much, to be honest. That's why I usually don't end up using counterattack most of the time, but, well, here we are. Armadillo pack, probably also a good one, too. And getting a lot of Dracula outfits today. Don't know what's up with that. I guess I'm not going to question it. But anyway. All right, cursed again. Does still work as an attack for that. Also going to throw on this because, you know. Whoa! You know what I don't like? Getting killed by things. Ah! Wog is what I say. Oh, come on. You're already on fire. You're like on super fire. It's to go beyond being on fire. No, but it goes through shields. The damage over time goes through shields, which is the important thing. Ah! I'm alive. I am against all odds alive, hale and hearty. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, that's enough, I guess. Oh, jeez, I'm finally going through puberty. Oh, what a happy day. Oh, wait, it's done. No, that's too bad. Okay, finally. Well, that was a time. It was a time. I had a time. Ah, I got hit by that anyway. There we go. See, shield beats sword. Take that, Pokemon. I'm on Shield Bert's side. One of the few things I know about that game. Okay. Gotta take this one kind of slow. Which is not usually my style, as I'm sure you've noticed ever watching me play this video game. Well, so much for that. It was going well for a very brief amount of time. Unless I keep getting more heals. Alright. See, I know the timing on those guys well enough that I'm actually confident in just straight up... Oh, right, I can't even parry you. Well, I mean, I guess I sort of can. You can do the bombs. Projectile parrying does still count as getting the critical condition. So that's good. That's good, because otherwise this would be a lot harder. All right. Enemy suffering from bleeding. Bleeding when the effects ends. Sure. As long as you don't want to turn into a mimic. And by turn into a mimic, I mean be eaten by the bag you're sitting on. I mean, you don't turn into a mimic, right? Just keep smashing them. Just keep smashing them like that like button. I have to stop saying that every time. Do I? Yes. But Do I really? No. No, see, I know at least somewhat what I'm doing. Okay. Bro. If you don't mind. No potion charge is down. 2 to go. Alright, damage inflicted on enemy feels like something that's actually kind of worthwhile this time now, eh? Stop that. Cut that out right now. I'm not in the mood for your malarkey. Not on this run. Not on this. The day of my Alucard shield run. Okay, you know what? Here, I can also do this. Also, just breathe fire out of my non-face. There. You know, Alucard shield does have like the perfect timing to actually kill. Oh, nice. Well, nice to a certain degree. It does have the perfect timing to actually kill the slashers pretty well. Okay, anyway. Just give me that glitch, baby. Okay. 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 That was Donkey Kong from Donkey Kong 64. Anyway. There was more to that game than merely just its opening track. There was an entire game there. An entire, kind of questionably good game. And I say this as somebody that had 100%ed that game back in the day. That bought it when it came out, for God's sake. Yeah, that's right, I'm old. You all know this. I literally did an entire bit last time about there being the daddy father bird. I couldn't remember what the dumb name that I gave myself was. Again, we'll bring it back for any other bowling and or fishing games. This terrible persona that I created. Even though I explicitly said on the XCOM streams that I was playing recently that I am not the funny voice streamer. I mean, I'm not even streaming right now, for God's sake. Surely that counts for something. And yet, I keep doing this anyway. Really? I mean, I know it's just like it's a parry. It's not supposed to be like a huge area of effect or anything like that. That's what you have. That's what you have the. Oh yeah. Okay. That's what you have cocoon for. I wonder if it's parrying of anything, or just purely parrying of the, or just parrying of anything, or just purely parrying of the shield itself. Like if I put something in Armadillo Pack, if I would still be able to get a good amount of use out of the parry anyway. Probably not, but it would be interesting nonetheless. And done. That's how you do it, baby. Okay. More curse chests. I feel like I haven't been punished enough. Take note, this is not the punishment run. Which is quite the coincidence, if you were to ask me. An unfortunate coincidence, but one nonetheless. Anyway, there's no way that I'm going to be able to afford, unless there's like parry to get money, which I'm fairly certain does not exist. I mean, successful parries and reflected shots inflict 5, 6, or 6 damage. There's something to be said about that, but like, is it enough? Is it enough to be said about that? The answer is no. You know what? There is enough to be said about blind faith. If you're going to be going parrying, feels like an obvious sort of choice here, right? Sort of thing that you'd end up taking just because, hey, more use of your secondary items, the better, right? Right? Yes, exactly. All right. Now, do remember, as we've already established. Okay, apparently I'm not going to be able to hit anything right now. That's poggers. Ah! Adult man says poggers 2 videos in a row. Is this truly the end of YouTube as we know it? If so, I feel fine. References. Anyway, okay. Yeah, at least I got the double parry there. I'm just saying that could have gone way worse. Coulda, but it didn't. Coulda, shoulda, but it didn't. Okay. I think I hit the back of the thorny there. All right, you know what? It's like we can keep doing this for significantly longer, but I think that that's about it. Shield runs. It's like I think trying to use it as a weapon, what with the attacks, I don't know. Shield certainly still can do a good amount of damage just with purely parries alone. I mean, looking at the spike shield and whatnot. In fact, let's go take a look at like custom mode right now. Sort of a capper on the episode, as it were. 20 to 4. No, that's ice shield. It's not even called the frost shield. It's called the ice shield. Okay, so 35 to 105. All right. Absorbs damage. You can't even hold it up, so that doesn't matter. Goes totally irrelevant. 35 to 105, 85 to 255, 90 to 216. So technically, it does do more damage on the second hits than just the spiked shield. It's kind of slow. I think you probably noticed that I got hit pretty often with that weapon. Yeah, the regular hit is just like pathetically tiny if you don't get for like the melee damage at least. Yeah, less critical damage, more base damage. But you can't hold it up, so it doesn't matter. It's an interesting idea. It's not something that I would, like I said, I would end up using as a major source of damage in a run, needless to say. Thunder Shield, of course, 32 DPS, which is just, that's a comparison for good reason, after all. But anyway, okay, that'll do it for that run, I guess. Can't really say I expect it to go much better.